All right, what's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever it is you celebrate or don't celebrate. Hopefully you're just enjoying a little time off, getting to spend time with family and friends. I'm taking just a little bit of time away from mine here to do this with y'all today. So if you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, follow me wherever you happen to be seeing this at. We simulcast across different platforms. And then leave a comment afterward, don't be a jerk. I mean, it seems like I say that, then I always get some idiot on there that says something stupid. And, I just don't get it. It's like y'all were raised in barns. You weren't raised with any manners. I don't get it. I don't know, maybe because you sit there with fake names and fake profile pictures and, you think people can't see you, so you can say whatever you want. But hopefully that's not y'all today. Let me just get this. Had to turn off the heating here, getting a little warm. It was cold earlier. But anyway, yeah, do all that because, hey, I'm here to help you out. And if you don't agree, that's fine. Don't agree. I happen to have a certain track record. And I've been doing this live now for almost 7.5 years now. So there's something to what I do. Now, if you're a trader, at the end of the day, you're not going to be right 100% of the time. That's just life. Much like with the decisions you make in life, the decisions and choices you make in trading are often not going to be correct. So, the goal is to have proper risk management. And I preach that here day in and day out. It is the one thing that saves you from you. So it's the one thing that traders don't want to do until they really figure out just how important it is and how much it changes their actual trading and their success and whatnot. So if you haven't figured it out, hopefully you'll figure it out soon before you lose money, all your money. Because, again, the reality it is 95% of traders are out in the first 3 months. The first 90 days, guys, they don't come back. And those that do come back and often just continue to lose money. Sadly, some for years. They just continue to lose thousands and thousands, and some people tens of thousands of dollars over the years before, they finally leave for good. Very few actually figure it out. Very few actually listen to the things that I'm talking about here. Things that I had to learn for the most part on my own, which is why for my first few years, I was that person losing thousands and thousands of dollars. But, if you pay attention to things I talk about here, not so much the charts. I know we do the charts and those are great and all, but if you listen to things I talk about, risk management, emotions, psychology, stuff like that, those are the things that are really going to help you out in your trading. So hopefully you do. Anyway, hopefully y'all are doing all right here. Let me kind of see what y'all are up to. Bernardo, what's going on? I see Scott's here. Bamboo, Daniel Mendez, good to see you. Revy, let me see here. Almost a new year. Could we get a vet chart update in MicroStrategy? Those of you that know me, every time I see MSTR, I think monster. I don't know why. I, for whatever reason, cannot get it out of my head. It's MicroStrategy. Yeah, what's going on, Vic? And who else we got here? Cecilia, Merry Christmas to you as well. Digital Mining Solutions is here. Genghis Khan, what's up, man? Let's see, I do happen to have a Pepe chart, so I'll pull that out here. Mr. Andrew Bennett is here. Mr. Toth is here. What's up, man? Looking at Celsius, okay. I'm going to see how many of these I can go through, okay, guys? Phil, I see you there as well. Todd, hello. Soren, what's going on? Goblin Hands, good to see y'all. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and start getting through these, and I will see how many I can get through, all right? Let me see here. Let me share my screen. Let's pull it up here. What do we got? We got Sol to begin with, right? Solana. What do we got? There we go. Here's Solana. Let's see. So really, basically, we've got this range here. We broke out slightly, pulled back, retested this descending resistance. It's kind of a wedge going on here, descending wedge. So I've got this as likely a 3 and a 4. Those of you who have been following me since way down here, you know what was going on. Ever since I started posting this chart right back over here when I said to buy. I said it was a good buy there. So that was what? Geez, oh whiz. In a couple of days, in 3 days, that'll be 2 years ago. I said that. So yeah. Looking real good here. So we had accumulation. We broke out here. Looks like we've got reaccumulation. This looks like the low here with the spike of volume coming on there on that dip below the range support. And then, of course, nice long wick on there. So a lot of things screaming that that was the low there. We've rallied up. We're pulling back. Let me see here. So where are we at right now? Let's see. We bounced just off the S1 pivot here. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking, first of all, for this to hold. That's the first thing I'm looking for, is this descending resistance here off the swing high. Notice I didn't cut through to the body. I didn't cut through the wick. Stop doing that nonsense, y'all. If there is a wick there, use the wick. If there's a body, use the body. But don't skip out, don't do something silly like this, because you're missing this point here, right? Look at how, if you draw it off the wick here and then off the body here, look, you broke out, you fell back, fake breakout, all that kind of stuff, right? But if you do this, look at that. It hits, it pulls back. Then you got a big candle with a large volume breaking through that resistance. That's what you're looking for. If you think you have a legitimate area of resistance or support and you get a large candle spread, so the body of the candle, and a large spike of volume coming with it as it goes through and closes on the other side of it, then you're likely correct. If you don't have that, the odds are a lot less that is the point that says, okay, the reversals happened. So we've got that here, rallies up again, pulls back right here above that S1 pivot. Let me see here. What do we got? If we measure this, there's a 1 and then a 2 is a flat. Let's see here. That gets us about 200% up there. A wave 5. Wave 3 probably here. Let me see here. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably something. It looks like that may be one up there. How far is this pullback? Yeah, it's almost a 50% pullback. So this to me looks like this is probably a 1 up here, then a 2. And so, yeah, if it's not done, it's probably nearly done coming down. I mean, I could see it potentially dipping back a bit. Well, let me get this over here. Let me see what we got here. We've got these low volume nodes here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 160 or so here in this low volume node. I don't think it has to, but if it did, really wouldn't be surprised about that. Looks like we could have a 1, 2, 3, so an A, B, C, and then A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a C here. So it looks like we could have a WXY complex correction here completed. Whoops, the wrong place. Put that down there. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys have had a good week here. And let's see here. If we do that, potentially a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2 here, or it could even be a 1 with a flat, but that's a pretty deep pullback for a flat. We kind of zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. Yeah, this is 3 waves down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then 1, 2. Well, I guess. Yeah, this could end up being a bit, maybe a bit of almost a running flat here. If we can get a rally off here, because we've got the 1 up and we've got 3 waves down. Well, actually, let me see here. No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, this is 5 here. I missed this lower low right here. So we've got like a 1, 2, and then we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gives us 3, 4, 5. So then this is probably like an A, a B, and a C. So here's what I want to see, guys. I want to see this low hold as support here, and I want to see a breakout above this swing high. This is the Binance chart, Sol USDT. So whatever your chart is, this on the 4-hour chart, this rally up here into the pivot at 194.39. We want to see a breakout of that to suggest that that current pullback is probably complete. Let me see here. 2. Yeah, so if we can get through that, What I say that was 194.39. All right. Yeah, that right there. That's what we want to see. If we can do that, then things start looking like this is a 1-2 and this is a 1-2, which should give us a nice big 3 coming out there. When you have this nested 1-2 like this, usually gives you a nice 3. How far is this pullback? We are so far pulled back around. Yeah, see, we're at that 70.5, almost the 78.6 there. So we definitely want to see this follow through and up here and through that level. If we break down below the swing low here, like I said, it's possible wave 2 could still be in progress there, and we'd be looking at a pattern target of about 160.91, so about $160, $161 as that pattern target. If it breaks down below this swing low over here on this chart, that's 175.26. But as long as we're staying, especially above this other swing low here, that keeps this 1-2, 1-2 in order. And that could see us going where? Let me see here. If that low holds 239, and then from there, yeah, okay. And so from there, what are we going to do here? Probably pull back a little bit, because that would be 1-2, and then 3 up there to that 239 area. Pull back about 213. Low volume node, I like that. Target area, and then it looks like right up here around 257. And look at that. That'll give us 5 waves up near the swing high, and that's what we usually look for. So I like that. I like that. So, if we can rally from where we're at, we should be headed to around 257 before we get a decent pullback. If we do break down below the swing low, though, like I said, we look there around 160, 161. So not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all there. Let me see here. CLSK. All right. What do we got on CLSK here? By the way, for those of you that don't know, I do have a weekly Bitcoin miner stocks newsletter that I send out. It's $20 a month right now, but you can get that at bitcoinminerstocksreport.com. And we do, I think, something like 18 different miners, 17 or 18 different miners. I update every week their charts. This is one of them. So right now it looks like we're pulling back to 78.60. We're right around that S1 pivot on the daily, so we want to see that hold. I'm looking at this kind of as a, leading diagonal as a 1 up there, and then potentially a WX and Y coming on down here. But we want to see this reversal off here. If we break down below $8.04, that's this swing low over here. That'll invalidate the count. But as long as we can kind of turn back up and head up, we want to break out above 1625. And that'll get us a target around $41, $42 up here for wave 3. We're in this 1, 2, and 3 here. So not hating CLSK, just looking for a little oomph here to get a little move up. You can see that the weekly is nearing reset as well. So, I mean, it's possible that we could see this pull back deeper here toward the weekly pivot. But this weekly pivot's going to change here on the 1st of January. It's a yearly pivot, but it shows up on the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame. But that's right there around that 885 area, 888. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see, I'd be looking for a reversal somewhere between where we are in that area right there. It gets us into the wicks of these 2 weeks over here as well. And it gets us this opposite candle over here from the week of September 16th. All that right there. So that looks like, this area would be a good place to get that reversal. We are, as you can see here, at the low volume node. So, of course, that's, 78.6, low volume nodes, initial target area we're looking to get out of. But, yeah, breaking out above wave X here is going to add confidence to the count. Again, that's at 16.25. And that'll have us on target to run up there around $40, $41, $42 on the next leg up, wave 3 here. So not hating CLSK at all on that. Let me see here. Let me see here. I didn't gain any weight over Christmas, Bamboo. I ate brisket. Let me see here. TSLA Tesla. Let me see here, Revy. Let's see what Tesla's got. Is this the Tesla chart? I think so. Haven't looked at it in a few weeks. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so it broke out. I was looking for a move down into toward the S1 pivot and a breakup and rejection at the pivot on the 4-hour there, but we didn't get that. We've got a is that a 3-wave rally up there into the pivot? Let me zoom in a little bit more here. I've got it as wave 4. Wave 3 was up here at the top. A local wave 3 was what was in progress there. This just looks like 3 waves up. But we are just sideways right here. Let me see. Okay, so good times here. That looks like that may be the B wave though. Instead of lower here, instead of come down a little bit lower and then up, it looks like it just went up there and came back. That pullback is how far? It's about 70.5. Yeah. So if that's going to be A and B and we got C in progress here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Where's my thing here? Get all that off. 38.2 is this 355 level. And that's what would usually happen. First of all, wave 4 usually pulls back into wave 4 of the lesser degree. So wave 4 of 3 is usually where you'll see wave 4 pull back into. Also, wave 4 appears to be a triangle, and triangles usually are going to be there holding as support. Why? Because you have a bunch of sideways price action. You're building a base. So I want to look for this to break down here. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit more here. I don't think it did it yet. So right here, again, this is ABC up here. So this 425.90 should lead us to further downside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll get us 5 on the down. It'll get us 3 up, and then we'll go down again. And let me see here if we do that. Yeah. We're looking down here at 38.2. So I believe we've got that bit to go, and then you should be looking for a reason to go long on a lower time frame here, on the 1 hour or something like that. Look for a reversal happening around this 38.2 target area here. But like I said, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. We should get a 5 down here, probably into this wick. We have all the demand. We'll get a 3-wave bounce up, and then we should be looking for it to break back down further again. Let me see here. Yeah, about a 419 or whatever coming down around here. We'll get 3 up right into this area, right above this wave 4, right about that wave 4 area. If we can get that rally off the EQ area there. Yeah, I see 50% right up there around where these previous swing highs are here. So should look something like probably something like this. Well, I've got to figure this out here real quick. If we can do that. Yeah, something generally like this. This isn't going to be exact here, guys, but something like that. Get us 5 waves down. Now the only thing that's going to change anything, obviously, is if we break out above wave B here. Then it might suggest that we've got a triangle printing here. So especially here, if we don't break down, so this is just 3 waves, we can get like an A, a B, a C, and get a D and an E. Then we go up, right? So that's the other possibility here. Something like this. And then we'll head up, you know, if it ends up being, you know, a triangle. But we're going to have to see it. We're going to have to wait and see if it breaks down here or if it just kind of consolidates, you know, 3 more waves up, makes a lower high, 3 more waves down, makes a higher low. Boom, boom, boom. And then you look for that move out of there. And if it does, if this ends up being a triangle here, the target is going to be 538.70 based on the height of it. Now it can go higher than that, but that's a pattern target based on the height of the pattern. Would be 538.70. But instead, if you come on, if we do break down all the way down here toward that 38.2 at about 355, instead of up sideways, we just break down toward that. That'll give us a pattern target here. Yeah, around 594.70. So that's where we are with that. So we'll just have to see, do we continue, you know, make 3 wave up, 3 wave down, consolidation here, head up, or do we break down below wave A here, and that should have, you know, 5 waves down toward that 355 to head us up there. But again, you know, these pattern targets, whether it's the triangle one or the pattern target off the, you know, this larger wave 4 here, either way, they're just the pattern target, right? They're initial targets. So price can move high, higher. It's just usually gets around that area, unless you get some sort of you know, overextension on that. Let's see here. Vet. I haven't looked at this one in a bit. Let's see. Did we stay up above this swing low? Let's see, 1890. Yeah. Okay. So 1 and a flat is a 2, 3, 4, 5 is what that looks like. So this looks like 2. Change these up here. Here. Actually, this volume all the way up through here looks like that could potentially be 3 all the way up through the top there. Might be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. This is the weekly. You zoom back out here a bit. Yeah, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what it looks like. Again, this may be a WXY here. Complex correction. I've seen. It looks like that's come up on a lot of the alts. Remember, they tend to move in tandem for the most part. So you'll see them looking really similar. Let's see. Seeing we pulled back 50% here. So yeah, I'm gonna. It looks like wave 4 is probably done, and we got that good bounce at that daily pivot, even though it's 3-day here. So again, this would be a ABC here. ABC is W, X, and then ABC, it looks like is Y potentially. Ooh, I don't know if I can get this in there. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what do we need? Well, we need a breakout above wave X here at 0.6412 to add confidence to the count. 6412. And then that'll suggest that we're likely up here on wave 5 heading up. Pattern target of 12.5 cents. Let's see here. And that would give us then wave 5 of 1, I believe, here. Yeah, that's not going to, it's going to be like the 123.6 of wave of this wave 1. Probably. Yeah, see, almost 123. It's definitely not the 1618. So if that's where we get the reversal, then I'm just looking at that as wave 1 of what's going to be an overextended wave 3. So wave 2 should then pull back down here, probably right around this 47-cent area. Maybe it's right here in wave 4. Again, like I said, wave 4 and wave 2, larger degree wave 2 usually pull back to wave 4, the lesser degree. So wave 4 of 1, wave 2 pulls back right there, 48 cents. So then we go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 up there to get our wave 3. Not where I have them here, I just have them thrown on there. But locally here, we're looking for a breakout above 0.06412 to suggest a pattern target of about 12.5 cents on VET. Oh, let me see here. MicroStrategy. Let's see what we got here. Okay, MicroStrategy hasn't broken down yet. Still looking at this. We got a 50% pullback. Looking at this as an A, and then A, B, C, D, E. So a triangle for wave B. And looking for this to potentially have been wave C down here. But this low has to hold here at 317. If that low holds and we break out above 437.61, that gives us a pattern target based on the height here of wave 4 of $760.50 on that. So right now we're just trying to see if this thing holds. If we look here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's probably 1, A, B, C in progress here. Yeah, there we go. So 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5. C, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe get a 5 here. But we have to hold. You can see on the 1 hour, we've bounced here and oversold, kind of curled back up, threatening to cross bullishly and maybe break out. Let me see. So we've got lower lows right here. Currently, we may be seeing hidden bullish divergence printing. Hidden bullish divergence means continuation of the bullish trend. You often get them on a wave 2 or even a wave 4. Because obviously, next wave up, right? Let me see here. Just put on this time frame. That's it. Make sure on that. Oh, but it won't be. No, I'm sorry, it won't be because this is a lower low here. That needed to have been a higher low. So no divergence there. It is what it is. It's fine. So yeah, basically we're waiting to see if the low holds here. And if so, again, once the breakout above that 437.61 to give us that 760.5 pattern target, if we can get that. If it breaks down lower here, I might have changed the count up, but just based on the height of this pullback here, you've got a 290 to 291 pattern target. As you can see, that takes you right into the gap right here. You can see we're right here at the top of this low volume node. So generally, we want to see that hold. You can see the last time we pulled back into it here on November 14th, it held, give us the move up. Here we are again. Bounced. We want to see that hold. But again, if it is dropping down there, I mean, you know, coming in right here at the top of that gap and this even lower volume node here, because there's a gap there, would definitely be the next place I'd be looking for it to get a rally up off of. Let me see here. Curve. What is curve? CRV? UST. Oh, let me see here while that's loading up. Oh, that just screwed that up. What the hell? Zoom out here a little bit. Okay, so yeah, so haven't looked here in a bit, but we do have a 1 and a 2, it looks like here. Again, you should see a similar thing happening with your alts, guys. They all, for the most part, tend to move in tandem. So, you know, if it's a 3 up here for, you know, a few of them, it's probably going to be for a lot of them. Let me see. That could be a really overextended wave 3, 2618 extension. What's the pullback here? Yeah, it's only a 38.2 pullback. That looks like a 3 on this one. And then you got an ABC, then you have an ABC. So again, WXY. Remember I said that a minute ago? It looks like that's kind of what's going on. Oh, come on here. So stupid thing keeps moving. WXY there. So what you need is you need to break out above wave X here at 1.3011 to add confidence to this count. What did I say I needed? 1.3011. All right. Oh, it's on the retracement. Dang it. Did not mean to do that. That's what I meant to hit. All right. So we need to break on that to add confidence to the count, and that gives us a wave 5 pattern target up here at around $2.02, which will get us a run right through the R5 pivot here on the daily. By the way, daily pivots will change on Sunday after 12 a.m. UTC time. This is here. But this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a 5 up here. So 5 waves just prior to wave X up there near the top. Around $1.19 maybe. Let me see. And then we pull that back for 2. So let's see if we can get this potentially an even higher target here. We're making some assumptions on this, but so potential secondary target without these interior waves overextending, $2.68. So, you know, pattern-based target based on the height here, right there around $2.02, 2.25 cents. If we get this 5 waves up and then 3 waves back 50% and head up without overextending, we're looking at about $2.68 on curve there. Let me see here. Let me just kind of catch up with y'all here, see what you're doing. Listen, typing in one letter at a time and trying to make it stand out is just going to irritate the hell out of me, and I won't do it. I get through these in order, and I do as many as I can, and hopefully I'll get to that. But if you guys do that or you continue to repeat it over and over and over again, it'll annoy the hell out of me, and I won't do it, okay? So just letting you guys know on that. I'm not going to get through everything, but I'm going to try as many as I can, okay? Cousin Burley, what's up? Says you and Fibbo are true class. Well, I appreciate you, man. I know Fibbo does as well. What'd you say? So happy to have found you this year. Finally, emotionally intelligent TA person who's not a knuckle dragging edge lord. Okay, I've never heard that before, but thank you for giving me a laugh there. No, you know, Fibbo and I have been doing this a long time. I've been doing it just over 30 years. He's been doing it a little bit more than 20 years. I think he's getting close to 25 years. So, you know, it's not that we're not emotional. It's just we've learned to recognize when the emotions are coming in. Okay. And so, you know, and we learn to deal with that. That's one of the most difficult things to do as a new trader, guys. I'm telling you, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it correctly. But as you know, most people don't. So we just try to hopefully let our calmness and our lack of emotional trading, you know, hopefully help you all be a lot less emotional. But one thing that can help you guys with that is learning proper risk management. Honestly, that is one of the basic, because if you do proper risk management, you won't have an oversized position, you won't have an over leveraged position, and your loss is going to be really intelligent and small. And so that alone takes a lot of the fear out of trading, because you're not worried, oh my God, if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose, you know, 30% or 50% or something silly like that. You should never be losing that much, guys. Never, never. It's absolutely crazy to be losing that much. If you look at trading, not as the single trade you're making at that time and the money you're going to make off that, but if you look at it as a process that you're doing, that's going to help you out so much. You focus on the process and getting the process better and better and better. And then what that'll do is that will, again, you'll be focusing on the things that matter rather than the absolute dollar figure. Because if you're worried about that single trade and the dollar you're going to make on it or whatever, that's going to make you emotional as well. I'm telling you guys, more than just these technical things on how to trade a certain way, you know, whether it's Fibbo's threshold theory or Elliott wave theory or Wyckoff method or price action or whatever it is. Everybody promises you their technique is what's going to make you rich. It's not. What's going to make you rich as a trader, or at least, you know, decide if you're going to stay in for any length of time, is your risk management. Absolutely 100%. I've been doing this, like I said, 30 years, and I'm going on 31 years now. And so I've talked to tens of thousands of traders over the decades. The only ones that have ever been successful, been able to stay in more than a few years and make money, are those who put their risk management at the top. Number one thing they had to do. There was no way for them to continue to be as successful as they got if they didn't. So, you know, take that for what you want, you know, what it's worth to you. I'm telling you right now, it's the most important thing you do day in and day out as a trader. It's your risk management. Hey there, Stephen B. from Yorkshire, UK. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Wazobia Dollars, what's up, man? Thank you, sir. I wish the same for you and your family as well. ENS. Let me see here. Let me copy here. ENS. And by the way, for those of you that haven't like taken in the belief or really fearful that Bitcoin is topped out, you know, I know a lot of people that don't really know what they're doing trading. They rely a lot on the on-chain metrics, and one of those metrics I think says Bitcoin may be near the top, so it could be a local top. Everything else, all the other metrics, you know, when you look at the pie top and all that kind of stuff, right? Everything else is nowhere near the top. So, you know, take that for what it's worth again. If you are kind of emotional right now, and, you know, because if you're online, guys, and you're hanging around social media, remember, a lot of what people do out there is clickbait. It's to get you emotional, so you'll click on and follow them, because otherwise you guys aren't going to do it yourself. You know, and it's sad that we have to do it. I try to stay out of that as much as possible. Sometimes I think I get roped into it a little bit, but you know, again, if y'all didn't react to it in such a positive way, people wouldn't do it, right? But other than that, there's a lot of really bad traders. They're not really successful, but they know how to market. They know how to do those emotional things to get you to look over there, and they don't care that they're, you know, leading you on to do that. They just care about the views and whatever. And so you've got to be careful out there with that. So if you're, again, if you're out there online, it's hard not to be emotional when you're going through all this social media stuff. It's really a difficult thing. Let me see here. This, what do we got going on here? ENS. So we had our lows back over here where October of 23. We have a little bit of a spring, it looks like there. Looks like we have a nice accumulation structure. That volume and price action look amazing in there. Let me see here. And then we've got this great looking jump across the creek, back up the edge of the creek, rallied up here, shows strength. Okay, so that looks like that there should be a 1 and a 2 there. So it's probably like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. We're going to assume this at the moment here. Oh man, see, look at what we did. I just want to take a second for you guys. Look at this. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Let's get that volume back on here. Look at this right here. This is beautiful. This is the kind of stuff you really want to see. I'll show you why. Look at this. Whoops, didn't come over. Okay, let's try this again. Why? Oh, okay, it came off the thing. One more time. Third time's charm, guys, right? There we go. All right. But look at this. You see how you have this weekly fair value gap right here? You see how it gives us this low volume node? And that low volume node works as resistance, 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 all this resistance. And then you get the big candle through it. You come back, test it as support. And it's still working as support here, right? That's what you should be looking at for a low volume node. It should work that way. It keeps, usually price has to hit it a few times before it can push through it, and then it'll come back and retest it. But look specifically, you got this this wick almost up to the same area here. You have this candle ended here, wicked up a little bit more. Wick stops out just above it. Wick stops out just below it. Here we come in. I mean, that's just a beautiful support resistance area. You guys can see that, right? It's absolutely beautiful. When you see that, it's usually a pretty good sign. Let me see here. Let's see here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A. And this is a triangle for B and then C. So we got A, and then we have A, B, C, D, E is a triangle. C, okay. So I'm just working this out here, guys. Take this, make it 1 degree up. 1, 2, okay. Looks like maybe bit of a WXY type of flat there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this looks like this is 3. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gives us a 3 here. What is that pullback? On a wave forward, we're looking for 38.2 or 50%. Those general areas. 38.2 on that pullback. This one right here. 38.2. Now it could still go lower to 50%, but 38.2 is where we look first on a fourth wave. Looks like we might hit the EQ of this demand structure right here. Come on. Yep. So that's what else we like to see. We like to see it hold that EQ right there. Again, remember I just looked left on that. Look what happens here if we pull this support here. Look at where it's hitting. On this pullback, this support hitting almost exactly where this candle closed, where this one pushed up into, where this one pulled back to almost. I mean, it looks great. So now we need to see if we can rally on up from here. Again, looks like 1 and then 2 locally here. So, Also, some of the things I've been talking about, getting wave 4 to pull back into wave 4 the lesser degree, right? So wave 4 of wave 3 is the lesser degree. Wave 4 pulling back into that. So we're going to see now. If we lose support here, we'll be looking for potentially a move down as far as $27 or so. But if we can hold this as support here, well, shoot, we could still get a triangle out of this. We could get a flat up here and pull back, or, wave 4 could be done on that. Let me see here. Yeah, see, again, looks like A, B, C, W, X, A, B, C is Y here is what it looks like. But if we can hold this, as support here, that'll give us an initial 5 waves up around $50. So again, 5 waves up to the previous swing high. As I've mentioned previously, that's what we look for. Generally speaking, where is that 4 at? There we go. So again, looking for potentially for this 4 to be done here. But if it does break down further, we can look down here toward that $27, potentially that far down. And you'll notice right now that's also the S1 pivot here on the hourly, which means, again, on midnight UTC time on Sunday, the pivots will change on this hourly time frame. Let me see. So pattern target will be up here at 67.28. But again, if we're looking at 1 up here and then a 2 on that pullback, that's going to give us a higher target. We could see this potentially going up toward, so 67, we'll say 25, it's pretty close to it. Or potentially up there around $83. And again, that would just be the wave 5 of 3. And so then we'd still be looking for, you'd have your wave 4 pullback, and then you have your wave 5 of 3, then you have your wave 4 pullback, then you have your wave 5. It's not where I've got these, but you're still going to have that heading up. But right now, that's kind of where we're looking back if we can hold this where we're at here. Just a minute, I'm getting some notification from StreamYard. They're having trouble streaming to X right now. So let me see if that's working on there or not. This is why I'm multicast across different areas. So just in case we have these issues. Well, it happened because that one time I was midstream on YouTube when they had the crypto crackdown, and they just completely shut down my channel, my live stream, everything all at once. That was crazy. Let me see here. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully people can still see. I don't know. If you're on X and you can still see here, let me know, guys, okay? Let me see here. Let me see here. Elaine. I hope I said your name correctly here. Forgive me if I just totally butchered it. I'm not very good with names, but I try. Honest effort. I discovered you because I was looking for some Fiboswani videos. Glad I did. Your content is great, informative, even if I don't trade the same way you do. Wondering what you think. Hey, man, glad that, listen, I'm glad, it's not about forcing you into something, into a way that you don't trade, right? So there's a reason that I brought Fiboswani on with us at TWC, because he and I start from the same area. And that's this idea that social mood is what drives price action. And the quickest way we can understand social mood is by the way in which people put their dollars into or take their dollars out of the markets. And so once you start from there, your analysis becomes much more, much greater. And it doesn't depend exactly how you do it, right? Like, so I will teach, Fiboswani teaches this threshold theory, which is based on Fibonacci levels, right? I teach Elliott Wave, which he also has a background in, which is based on Fibonacci levels. It's based on human action, right? Human action, reaction, emotions, psychology. And so, I teach that, and I teach Wyckoff so that people can understand how and why markets move the way they do. Now, whether they want to use that for the rest of it, that's something else. But if you can understand it enough that you understand how and why markets move the way they do, and that they're not random, and that all these things that most of the big people out there tell you, which is completely wrong. Once you understand that, you can use it with any other way that you trade and become that much more effective at it, whether it's just indicators or specific strategies and techniques and whatnot that you trade. So yeah, it's huge what we do, right? And other than that's risk management. That's the other part. Again, I want you to understand where your risk management is and where your emotions are when you're doing that. Let me see here. Let me jump on this here. Klaus, what's going on, Klaus? Thank you for the for the tip there. It says, would you look at Uni BTC or Uni USDT on the daily chart, or whichever chart you'd recommend? I was wondering about wave counts. Thank you. Yeah, well, since you sent some money my way, I'm going to jump in here, interrupt the order flow here, and jump on that real quick. What do we got here? Well, let's look at Uni USDT and see where we're at here. Oh, come on. I have a little bit of slow time with TradingView's app here for some reason. Let's jump this out to the daily. Oh, look at that. I already had a wave 2 down here. Look at that. Okay. What do we have? So we've got a 1, we got a 2. Looks like we got a 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? Where's the low here? 5.543, 5.586. Okay, so the low is here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to assume the top up there. Give us a 1 and a 2 here. Get up here where I can get down to it. Let me see if this can be a 1 and a 2. And we had this beautiful throw under of support here and rapid rally back up. That's nice. So 3. Yeah, probably a 3 right here. Volume suggests it's probably a 3 as well. So I think we're going to assume maybe a 3 here. We'll look here. 5. What's that pullback? If that's 5 up, this has got to pull back. It's only 38.2, so I don't think so. So I think this may be a 3 up here. This may be a 4, just an overextended 3, just beyond the 2618. All this volume is all up in here. That's usually a wave 3 thing. So what we're going to need here, by the way, we've got great volume here. We've got this on this downtrend. On the last candle here, we've got that climactic kind of volume coming in. Large lower wick on support. The pivot here on the daily time frame. Price closed higher than where it opened. I mean, everything here screams higher. Let's see. So we're going to assume like it's probably just a WXY again, like everything else it seems like it's been. I don't know. Looks like it could be 5 there. So we'll just go ahead and just make it an ABC real quick. A, B, C. And then we got a 1, and it looks like a flat here for a 2. And I know this is not the daily. I'm just trying to get this little local here to see what we've got going on here. A, B, C potentially done here, it looks like. So, you know, it could pull back a little bit here, but we want to see this breakout higher. If it does, it'll probably, again, suggest that we've got maybe a 1 and a 2 done here. And that means, what we need a breakout here above this wave B swing high at 18.984 to add confidence to this count. And if we can get that from where we're at here, you know, from this bottom of this wave 4 down here, that'll give us a pattern target based on the height of wave 4 here of $27.45, $27.45. For that wave 5. Now let's see here. If this is a 1, 2, we're going to need this to break out above, because again, this would be A, B, C here. So $14.77. That would be the wave B on this flat. We'll have to see if it pulls back further first. Maybe comes back down in here around. If it does break down below this swing low right here at around $12.83 or so, where I've got that wave 2, the first place I'd look is probably around the top of this green structure, right around $12.43. And then, let me see here. Actually around $12.46. And then I'd look for it to potentially hit the EQ here, the equilibrium area, right there around $11.81. That would give us 12. That would give us 5 up here around 20.5. So 5 waves up right around the swing high. But that's if we get that breakdown. So we just have to see, you know, right now we're sideways. This is all sideways here. So do we break down lower and head down toward that EQ, or do we break out above here and keep this going? And if so, 1, 2, 3 would be up here at $20.16. 5 would be minimally $22.40. So if we get the rally here breakout, I would look up here toward $22.40. And then beyond that, I'd look up here at around $27.45. But if we break down first, you know, I would look for that rally probably around $11.81. And then I'd look for a target of around $20.52. And then I'd say that's probably just going to be wave 1 of 5. So you'll get a wave 1 up, you'll pull back to around 15.5 cents, and then you'll go 3, 4, 5, and this target will go higher. But until then, we'll have to see which one plays out. Hopefully that's helpful on that. Klaus, let me see here. Oh my gosh, I got to catch up. Y'all just dropping in charts here left and right. I'm going to keep working on them, guys, okay? What's going on, Mark Chenard? I see you here, buddy. Let me see here. Oh, it froze up. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Sorry, guys. Looks like I froze up there for a minute. Let me kind of catch up with everybody here. Pepe was one. Let me get rid of some of these charts here real quick, since I'm freezing up a bit. Come on. V, MicroStrategy, VET, TSLA, Solana. All right. See here, load Pepe. By the way, y'all can join us at TexasWestCapital.com. We've got an all-access fest going on for just $97 a month right now. That price will go up because we just give way too much for that. But if you're in it at $97 a month, when the price goes up, you get to keep your $97 a month, as long as you continue to renew. So you got to make sure that you're, if you're using temporary debit cards or wherever you have reloadable, make sure you reload them. You get them done there, because if you're dropped because you didn't pay, you got to come in at the price at that time. But what you get is you get Vibaswani's threshold theory. You get our TWC Traders Club, and those are trades that myself, Bibbo, and our head traders, Andrew and Vince, are taking, as well as we all do different kinds of updates throughout the day and whatever. If you're in there and you're like, man, there's not enough information, you're just crazy. We do charts, we do stocks, we do crypto, and we do futures with that. And you also get the other big thing, which is everything I teach. I used to charge $4,000 a year for it. It was a one-time upfront payment you had to make it the year. But that was, you learn Elliott wave properly, you learn Wyckoff method properly, you learn price action properly, you learn price action plus volume analysis. You also get access to, I think I've taught something like 40 or 45 different strategies to enter a trend that's already in progress, because a lot of traders freak out going, oh my God, how do I know if I should enter or not on a trend? You get over 40 different ways of doing that. You learn the only stop loss, trailing stop loss that you should ever use. Don't use static stop losses, guys, trailing stop losses. Don't say, oh, I'm just going to trail it $5 below or 5% below or whatever, because price action is volatile. And you're going to get hit, and then it's going to keep taking off without you. Be like, God dang it, what the heck? And you don't want to use an ATX volatility-based stop loss either, because generally, compared to what I teach, because you're going to get less profit with that, because that stop loss is going to be further back than where it needs to be. But anyway, it's one of the things I teach. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a life changer, especially if you're a day trader. But whatever time frames you're changing, works absolutely well. But you get all that. But anyway, the focus on that is proper risk management, an understanding of how and why markets move the way they do, and learning how to properly forecast. And what you learn along the way is all these different ways you learn to trade, they generally take you to the same target areas, and you start learning why. So you can get on TexasWestCapital.com to do that. Right now, like I said, it's $97 a month. It's absolutely crazy. Or you can get, I think we're also doing, if you sign up for a year, if you do the annual, you'll just pay for 10 months. You'll get 2 months free. So there's a ton of stuff, guys. If you think there's nothing in there, there's over 5, and not counting Fibbo stuff, just my educational stuff alone, there's something like over 400 or 500 hours of stuff that you get to go through. You don't have to go through it all, but a lot of it. Plus, you get your 3 weekly live streams. We do a Wyckoff class on Mondays for an hour. We do Elliott Wave class on Thursdays for an hour. We do price action class on Wednesdays for an hour. And those are always recorded, and they're in there for you to see. So you get access to the last few years that we've done to that as well. So if you're not learning at TWC, you're just not really trying. That's just the way it is. But Pepe here, again, I think we've got kind of like this flat thing going on here, 50% pullback almost, low volume node. Again, same thing we keep talking about, right? I've got this as an ABC, but it's probably a WXY here. Looks like it's 3 waves down. But it's the same thing I've been talking about with these wave 4s. Based on the height of this wave 4 here, you got a pattern target for wave 5 of 3 at around 43,206 with all your zeros in front of it. But 43,206 there would be the pattern target here. If this is 1 and 2 done right here, yeah, but you're going to get 5 waves up just above that swing high area. But again, pattern wise, looking up here toward 43,206 on Pepe, 206 on Pepe. I can't even say it. Richie Labamba, what's up? Merry Christmas, happy early New Year, my friend. Let me see. Robert was looking for CELH. Let's see here. By the way, you also get, as a member of that, for that $97 a month, there's a critique channel where you can post your charts in as you're learning and ask me and say, how does this look? What can I do better? And I'll tell you what I think it should be. I'll show you where you're maybe not applying things correctly, so you can learn. And there's also a chart request channel as well, where you can request like what we're doing right now. You put your request in there, and usually within about 48 business hours. So 2 business days, usually 1, but lately it's been 2 because sometimes there's a lot in there. I got a lot going on, but I'll get you a chart updated in there for you as well. Let's see here. What do we got going on with CLH here? See, what'd you say there about CLH? It's looking interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like, we've got this, what is this, the daily fair value gap here. We're kind of pulling into it a few times. Let me see what's on the hourly here. We're like hovering between the hourly pivot and the S1, and then the daily pivot in the S1. I don't like that because it doesn't really tell us a whole lot. This looks like 3 waves up. This looks like, which one's the low here? 2740, 2737. Okay. All right. So this looks like it would be a 1 and then maybe A and then A, B. There's a lot of overlap going on there, actually. I don't know what I'm doing there. Let's try this again. We'll zoom in a little bit more here. Actually, that's, yeah, so that's a 1. I was wondering if maybe we could have a triangle here, but we can't. Okay. This looks like this is a 1 and this is an A and this is a B. And we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 is a flat, maybe get a 5 here. So it's possible we got a flat going on here, Robert. Possibly. 1 and 2 here. But in order to be so, this has to hold here at 25, 23. And then we'll need a breakout above, the wave B here of the flat to add confidence to this count. So we'll need a breakout above. Unfortunately, it happens to be the swing high right here, this local swing high at 32.38. But your first clue, since we've broken down here, will be if we can break out above this swing high right here at 28.28. That's your first clue. This may be complete here. Second clue will be a breakout above what would be wave 2 right here at $32.10. And then, of course, break out through wave B. You'll add confidence to that. Kind of hard to give a target for wave 3 at the moment since we're not sure if it's going to go from here or go lower, but we'll just say from here, 3 waves up would be 36.80, 5 waves up, we have to around 39.85 minimally. With how close wave 4 is kind of overlap with wave B, I think wave 3 would overextend. So in other words, if we're going to hold this low here and rally up, I think wave 3 will probably hit 39.85 or maybe even closer to $45. Overextend there, and that way wave 4 pulls back above wave B. So see here, I'm also looking right here at the low volume node, and we shouldn't break out through it and then drop back down through it. So if we break out through it, we should come back and retest it. So I think if we're going to hold this low here, there's a good chance instead of 36.80 that wave 3 overextends towards $45, because that'll keep wave 4 here to almost $37. It'll pull back right in there and bounce out of the same type of area right here, right? So yeah, you see it's right there at that EQ area of this, what was a demand structure here to begin with, continues to work as resistance. So right around that is that target area. So I think that's what we might end up getting. And then we'll get a wave 5 up higher a bit on that. So that's Celsius. Michael, almost missed yours. What's up, buddy? IOUSDT. Copy. Let's see here. USDT. I've got about 10 more minutes here, folks. So obviously I'm not going to get through everybody's, and you know, it is what it is. I try and work through it here and get through as many as possible. Hopefully you find them helpful anyway. And I got to go back to my holiday celebrations. Hopefully y'all aren't spending your holidays glued to the screen here and trying to trade. Low volatility, low volume, because everybody's on holiday everywhere, right? Should be anyway. Let me put this here and kind of look at it here in a minute. 4 hour. What's that daily look like? A nice bit of accumulation going on here. That sent price up to begin with. Understanding this range right here, especially when it's developing out, is what we teach with Wyckoff. But that volume and price action look good there, which is why it done, took off. There's your jump across the creek. There's your back up the edge of the creek. Show of strength. Support, support, show of strength. Pulls back again. This looks like, right now it looks like 3 waves. Looks like ABC, ABC here on the daily. So potentially a WXY, unless we break down further there. Let me see here. Okay, so we've got a, looks like we've got a flat as a 1 and then a 2. And then, I guess we'll do it like that. And then it looks like we've got a 1 and then a 2 here. And so this 1, 2 gives us the 1618 here, the 200% here. So it's possible we've done those 5 waves up there. Look at this pullback. Yeah, that's what I think's going on here. Where's the low here? Because this looks like a wave 3. You got some large candles. You get spike of volume going in there. So I think it may be a 1, 2 here. $1.41, $1.41.5. Nope. Not right there. Let me see here. I'm going to go with this at the moment. Worst case scenario is it goes up even higher, but I don't want to waste spend a whole bunch of time doing this. So we can look at a few more here before I've got to be done. See here, with this 50% pull, it looks like potentially a wave 4 here. So I think minimally, we'll be looking at a pattern target here. As long as this low holds its support down here. See your ABC. There's a WXY here. Or it might even be an AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why don't we do that one? We go AB and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Just because it's a little bit more, because the wave B would be a little bit higher than that wave X would be, so a little bit more extra support for the idea that that's what's going on there. So we got to get above what would be this wave B right here at $4.42. That'll give us a pattern target based on the height here again of $6.79. But again, that doesn't have to be the top. It could be higher, but look at that. That would be then 5 waves up where the previous swing high was, which again is what we generally tend to look for. But this is going to be 1-2 here. That gives us 5 waves up initially at around $4.20 just prior to wave B. And so that's another thing we kind of look for. And so we could potentially see an extension instead of $6.79, potentially up here at $8.41. If we get that 5 right there and get a 50% pullback and rally up without overextending anywhere else along the way there. All right. Let me see here. RON. What is RON? Are you talking? I guess it's a crypto. If you guys are doing cryptos, you got to put out like USDT or something on there for me so I know what you're looking for. Just makes it quicker. I don't know everything out there. So, but I don't have to. I don't have to know a damn thing about the company. I don't have to know anything about the coin, nothing. All I have to know is what does the chart say? And that's why technical analysis is so great for traders. But here's the thing. Most people get into technical analysis and they half-ass it. And it's like any other skill set, guys. If you half-ass the skill set, you're not going to get far with it at all. Seriously. You got to be serious about it. You got to put the effort into it, guys. You can't just kind of learn the very little bit of what you can do to make it happen. That's the reason why people say, oh, Elliott wave doesn't work. It's subjective, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, it's like any other tool. If you don't use the tool correctly, you're not going to get the correct result, right? If you're trying to use your screwdriver to hammer your nail, it's not going to do the job anywhere near as well as the hammer will, right? You have to use the tools correctly, guys. If you try to use your hammer on a screw, it's not going to work the way it should, right? It's the same thing with trading, same thing with Elliott wave. So, if you're one of those people that says about Elliott wave, hey, it is what it is. But you've probably said it because you've seen really bad analysis done. You've seen people using it improperly over and over and over again. This looks like a good looking accumulation range here. We got a selling, we have our preliminary support, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test. We've got our thrust up into phase B. We've got our move down into phase C. It was not able to get a spring. We just got a last point of support, show of strength, last point of support, show of strength, last point of support. We're getting the move up and through here. We've got the pullback. Looks like we've got some, looks like 3 waves here, 3 waves here. All right, let's kind of count this here now. Got 1, we got 2, 3, we got 4. Is that a 5? Let's see here. This is a little bit more trickier on the count here. Let me see here. Okay, so this looks like 1, 2 here. Again, looks like ABC W, X, ABC is Y. Then we have an interior count here. $1.66.7, $1.66.5, yeah. 314, there we go. Let me see here. And then we've got another 1, 2, 3, probably flat here is a 4. This is a 5. We're going to get a deep overlapping 4 here. We'll zoom in a small time frame just a minute, but yeah, let's zoom in a little bit more here now. So we get ABC. Again, ABC keeps doing it. Ah, okay, wait a minute. Maybe 5 right there, 3. And we get a 4 right here. It gives us a 5. Which gets a 3 potentially. Let me make sure. A little bit short there. Till that one. So zoom that back in and get there. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an ABC. I'm kind of trying to decide if this is just ABC 1, 2, ABC 3, 4, ABC 5 here. Okay, well, right now, instead of sitting here doing this all day, what we can do is this right here. Let's see what we get with the breakout or the breakdown here. But if we break out, if we kind of come above this swing high right here at $2, almost $2.10, 2.098. We get above that, that's going to suggest we're probably going to break out higher. This does look like 3 waves down here. So we want the breakout above this swing high here at $2.484. We want the breakout above that to indicate that that low is likely in. Next one. But, you know, simple $3 and almost 25-cent target is the simple kind of price action target there. But this could be a and this is potentially just a triangle here. Is what I'm looking at. You know, A, B, and C are WXY there, and then ABC here, ABC down, ABC, let me see here. $2.09, $2.08. Okay. I think we still have a D, and then we'll have an E pullback here to finish it. It looks like it's probably a triangle. We'll need to see if we can get some confirmation on that. We're looking something like this. So if we can get 3 waves up, it's potentially going to get up here around this $2.25, $2.35 area. And then we'll get E back down here toward this kind of this, you see where we get all this support and resistance right here? Probably right there. And so again, based on the height of that, finish off that triangle, that would give you that wave 5. Here it is. Up there, there. And if we're doing that, even though the wave 4 would be overlapping the wave 1 here, wave E would most likely terminate again up in this area, so above wave 1. And so that's fine. You're only looking where it terminates. And so you get wave, you know, you get this as an accumulation here. You get this as a reaccumulation sitting right on top of it, and you head up. And so you'll get like 5 up here. And it could go higher, by the way. Remember, again, this is just a pattern target based on the height here. Actually, it's going to be based off this height, so it'll be a little bit higher there, guys. $3.41 is where the pattern target would be. And it makes a pretty good, I mean, it gets us near the top here. We could see it overextend a bit higher. But the idea then is that you'd have a 1 here, and your wave 2 would pull back into this triangle, probably around $2. Let me see here. We get a rejection at $3.41. $2.05 would be your initial target right there on the top half, right above the middle of the triangle there. As you can see where that would be here. I guess I just draw the line in here real quick. You can see right here at that all that resistance and support. So potentially we're looking at something like that if we get this follow through. And then of course you'd have your much higher 3, 4, 5 going on that. So yeah, right now I think this is a triangle. Looks like we're consolidating here. So we'll look for a move up here a bit, give us a a lower high, and then we'll move for a back down here, probably again around that $2 area or so, $2.10 area for wave E. And then we'll look for the move up here toward, pattern target of $3.41. Work with that. Let me see here. So yeah, I think it's the best way to look at it. Again, basically with Elliott wave, like if this is going to be a 1 and a 2, or even sometimes, a 3 to a 4 here. So, if it's a wave 2, especially, usually what you're going to get is 5 waves up around the previous swing high, sometimes a little bit lower, sometimes a little bit higher, but right there around that, 5 subwaves up to give you wave 1 of the next series of 5 waves. So if this were to be a 1 and a 2, then this would be a 1, 2, and you get 3, 4, 5 of 1, 2, 3 heading up. That kind of idea there. Does that make sense? Let me see here. Oh, I got another. Let me see here. I'm going to say your name wrong. I like guns. I like rifles. Looks like your name is Kifle, K-I-F-L-E. Again, my apologies if I screwed it up. I appreciate the tip there. XRP, Link, and Zek. Oh, that's a lot there. Well, let's see what we can do here real quick, and then I'll probably have to go. XRP. What are we looking at here? And if I didn't get to yours today, guys, I do apologize. It's only so many hours in a day here. But, again, $97 a month. You can make requests over there, and I'll do those. So, it's not too bad there. Even if that was all you did and you made, a request a day. Right here, XRP. By the way, if XRP is, we do have some, I forgot to mention, we do have about, 15 or 20 charts that I update daily. Well, I update TLT twice a week and then Bitcoin dominance once a week. But XRP is one of the ones that I update daily. And so, if you were with us and you were following us down here, now, yes, this went up harder and faster than we kind of imagined it might. Though not, it's not really surprising because we got a triangle here and you usually get a thrust out of a triangle. So if we're taking the bigger picture here, for me, this looks like a 1 and a 2 and then a 1, 2 here going up. So I have got right now, potentially, now this is a short pullback here. If this is wave 4 and it's done here at the 23.6 instead of the 38.2, okay? So it's potentially short, but I get cautious when we have it short like that, okay? But it does look like we've got a 1 and a 2 here, and then a 3 and a 4. Now this 4, I've got it as a 1 and maybe a flat as a 2, but it is possible wave 4 because it's so short, because it's only a 23.6 pullback. It's possible this is A, B, C, D, and E, or even D and E. We still got to go up. So if it's a 1 and a 2 as I have it here, then wave 3 has a minimum expected target of $3.50. Breaking out above wave B here at $2.72673 here, we'll add confidence to that count, okay? But if wave 4 is printing a triangle, so A, B, C, maybe D and E, we got to get a pattern target based on the height here. And that'll get us just a little bit higher up there, right around $3.77, which gets us pretty close to what 5 waves of 3 would be here. Either way, I'm looking at this as a wave 3. So if the count is correct here, 1, 2, then 5 waves up will get us around $4.01. If it's a triangle that's finishing out here and we break out, it'll get us closer. Well, pattern target is $3.77. It can, of course, go further than that. So, I'd be looking at that at least, the $3.77. If we do break down, I don't think that's going to happen, but if we do, we'll look at this as like, maybe an A, a B, and we'll look for C down here. Initial target is $1.46.5. Secondary target is $1.18, $1.19 here at 50%. So, I do that because we're just going sideways here, and you're asking, and I want to make sure that you understand what's potentially going on here, right? And that's what, so I want you to understand that. So if we do break down below, this swing low here at $1.80, 1.899, then we'll look at that 38.2 and that 50% potential targets there. But until that happens, we need to be looking up. And so again, either we're 1, 2, and 3 here, which gives us 5 up at around $4.01, or we'll have a triangle, which I think is a good potential because we did only pull back so shortly here, only 23.6. So instead of getting all our distribution energy or our reaccumulation energy going out on a drop down to 38.2, we just do it sideways in the form of a triangle. And so we would want that to finish out. And then we'd have a pattern target up there at $3.77. Either way, above the all-time high at $3 and almost 35 cents that we had there. Let me see here. Bitcoin is the bottom end. Thanks. I think it is. On there, let me see what we got here real quick. All right, so Link, of course, looking real well. This is another one that I talked to y'all about. Told you to buy this dip right here. If you could get it around $5, buy it. It went down to what? $4.92.6. So, those of you that were following me back then, we were talking about this as accumulation based on the structure. Again, Wyckoff, volume and price action analysis. When we were up here, I said it looks like we're going to get a spring. And so if we do, try to buy it around $5. We got it. We did well. Looks like I got 1 and 2 here. Let me see. It looks like 1, 2, and then 1, 2 here. So 1, 2. Where are we at? Probably right there. And then a 1 and a 2 here, it looks like. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. 2. 4, 5. Let's see. Let's see how this turns out. So if we look at this one, the 4 pullback, how far? Yeah. Okay. We're looking up here. Almost 38.2. Looks like A, B, and C here. So right now, I'm going to assume this is a 4 here. We got the low volume node, previous resistance, supporting all these different ways of looking at it. Large wicks at the bottom. We got some volume. As long as this holds down here, I want to see this go up here at least $40.24. But as you can see here, it looks to me like we've probably got a 1 and a 2. And so we've got this much larger 3 in progress, much higher. But locally, we want to see, does this low hold here? And do we get rejected at $40 and 24 cents, because if we do, that's going to bring us back right here. See, I think it might go a bit higher than that, because we'll probably pull back right around the same low volume node area. So I would say we could potentially overextend there toward the $47.50 area, $48 on that wave 5, because that'll pull us back then. Again, the previous area support and resistance right there at that that low volume node area right here, which is where we would normally expect to find support on that. So locally, that's what I'd be looking at there. We'll see how that develops. It could change a bit more, but we just want to see right here. We want to see a breakout without breaking down below this swing low locally here at $21.28 right here. Instead of breaking down below there, we want to see a breakout higher right here at $25.966. And that'll give us added confidence in the idea that this low is in here and we're heading up higher. All right. Let me see here. There's XRP and Link and ZEC. Let me see here. I think I've got ZEC in my charts over here. Let's see. All right. You see. Okay, so yeah, again, looks like a nice accumulation range. Looks like we got a spring back up the edge of the creek here, rally back up. Zoom out to the weekly and see how we look here. By the way, guys, if you're doing analysis, whether it's whether it's a LA wave or anything else, you should start on the higher time frames, and then work your way in. Kind of get you, like an outline, kind of like a skeleton of what you may be looking at, and then zoom into a smaller time frame to refine it. It'll make life so much better for you. Let's see what the daily looks like here. 5. This actually looks like it's just a weird one, like 4, 5 here. Yeah, so you get this big volume coming through here. Larger candle spreads. Looks like a wave 3 in that. This looks like an interior wave 3 to this count right through here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here probably, and then a WXY, ABC, ABC. Let's see. So right now we're between the 100 and the 123.6, so that could be an ABC, but I don't think so. And so this pullback here is almost 61.8. So my initial assumption, based on this being right here between the 100 and the 123.6, if this is not an ABC, this is going to be a 1, 2, 1, 2 here. So without even counting interior waves, my assumption is that right there. Let me see here. So you get ABC, and then you get an ABC. Again, WXY kind of thing here. Come on. I'm going to do Bitcoin after this, and that'll be the last one, guys. All right. Let me see here. XRB is not going to 0, Kaiser. Sorry you feel that way, man. It's going up higher. New all-time high incoming. I don't trade emotionally. I just trade the chart. I know a lot of y'all want to be emotional about things. I promise you it's going to lose you a lot of money. Even if you don't like XRP, you don't have to, you don't have to trade it, that's for sure, but it's not going to 0, at least not right now. Let me see here. I don't think this is going to be a flat because we've pulled back so far. So I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Just looks like 3 right here, though. So what I'll probably do instead of worrying about the local right there is I'll say, okay, as long as holding here, that would give us 3 waves up here around 278.40, it looks like. Now, the other possibility always is that this could be a diagonal. So this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll talk about a pattern target in a minute here. But just based on this count here, where are we at? Oh, okay, we're here. 3, 4, 5 up here, 436. Again, not saying this at the moment. We're just following where this says, and then we'll take a look at what's going on here. Then that would be a 3. How high up would that be? I mean, that's just the 2.6. It's just beyond the 2.618. It's just a bit of an overextension for the 1.2 here. Let me see. Jump out here to the weekly. So we'll do this with ZEC. I mean, there's the potential for that if this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, but if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 as a leading diagonal, the first target you're going to want to look at is right here around $120 based on the height of that. If you can get that and it continues going through that, then you can look up here toward 278.5 or so. But initially, pattern target here, based on its pullback, is right there around that 120 area. Yeah, that's the way I would look at it at the moment until it gives us some more waves. So we get a little bit more clarification on it, especially since I don't have the time to sit here and really kind of dive into this at the moment, since I'm already over by 20 minutes. So yeah, I would look at that first. Again, this looks like 3 here. But we're getting this rejection here, so we're gonna want to see a breakout above that swing high to kind of get going in it. Daily looks like it might want to pull back further here. I'd probably look. I think a good downside target initially probably be right around this. Let's see here. See, I like where we kind of hit here, where we've got all this support right here, low volume node. I would say look for a breakout above this swing high right here. So, what is that? $72.58. Look for a breakout through there. All right. If we can get that, that'll suggest that the low is probably most likely in, and we can start looking toward those higher target areas. Do we have a bit of a channel coming down here? Yeah. It's always possible we can get a sudden drop down here, give us a wick, a throw under of this support, kind of like candle like that one. And then if you see that and you see a strong rally back up, that'll suggest that that low is in at that wick. And it would probably just come on down here to this this support area right here around 59.45, previous resistance support. And then you look for that move up and break out above 72.58, should then have you looking toward those targets. Pattern target first, though. Definitely want to look at that pattern target first. And then if it continues going, you look at that other target. All right. Why are y'all still asking about Bitcoin? I've told you a couple of different times. I'm going to look at Bitcoin, and then we'll be done. You guys are killing me here. All right, what do we got going on Bitcoin? So here's my big picture Bitcoin. In case you're new, you've never seen it. This is the count I've been running off the low here. So if you'll remember, I was talking to people about buying down here at around 16, 16 and a half in this area here. We produced this great accumulation range right here. We have this terminal shakeout, gave us a small range, which they usually do. And then it shot back up through here, came back, retested, boom. Jump across the creek, back up the edge of the creek, 2 tests there. Actually, this isn't 1, 2 here. This is more along the lines of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there like that. This was, so again, if you've been following me, you know when everybody's freaking out here, I said, well, if it does break down, we can look at these targets, but most likely it won't break down. I was talking about this being reaccumulation because this was accumulation right here. And then we got up here, everybody's looking for the breakdown. Didn't break down, it broke out. People were saying, oh, it's going to come back and test. And I said, no, because of the length of the accumulation here, most likely what we're going to do is get a reaccumulation on the rise, which we did instead of pulling back here. I think I was talking about that on, what's that show on crypto there in the mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern that I used to be on all the dang time with Scott and Mario and all of them. Anyway, at that time we're talking about a pullback. I said, no, probably just get up. We did that. We did good. We got another reaccumulation range right here. Again, everybody's freaking out here. I said we were likely to be the low there because we were at the S1 pivot on the daily right here. And we did. We came up. And then everybody freaking out here. And I said, no, wave 4. We got a 38.2 pullback here, right into the low volume node. Boom. The entire 8 months. I spent 8 months telling y'all that this was accumulation, explaining why with the volume and price action and Elliott wave and everything. Oh, God. Now we're here. And so again, low volume node sitting right here. I think we've got a 1, 2 and then a 1, 2. And then we've got 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, and in any diagonals a 5, which gives us 3 as a flat and could be done here. So we're looking for this swing low here to hold at 92, 190, and 17 cents. This is on the index chart. So if I don't know if you guys know this, you can type in Bitcoin all time and it'll bring up this history index chart. I use this instead of the, what's the other one that we used to use all the time that only updates at the end of the day? The BLX. This updates all throughout the day. So this should be your preferred, not the BLX. This should be your preferred index chart. Goes all the way back to the beginning of Bitcoin, guys, okay? Just like the BLX, but it's not updated at the end of the day. It's updated all day long throughout the day, okay? So that's what this chart is. So if the numbers look a little different than your chart, just understand this is what it is, okay? So anyway, I'm looking at potentially a flat here. It's also possible that this could be a triangle. So A, B, C, maybe a D and an E, and then we break out higher. So based on the height of this pullback here, the highest point of this wave 4 here, that gives us a 120, 753 target on this index chart. But again, that would be just wave 5 of 3, and we get a wave 4 pullback, and we'd have wave 5 go up, and that's probably going to be, without overextending, that'll get us 160, 180 area, depending on what chart you're looking at and how far the wave 4 pulls back. But, Bitcoin usually has a blow off top. So, we could definitely see that overextend. But right now, what we're doing is seeing, okay, does this hold here? More especially, if it does continue to break down further, I would normally say the pivot here on the daily at 87,745 is the low area. I still would say probably that kind of area here, right there at the top of that low volume node. But again, that pivot's going to change on January 1st. So once you've gone through most of the pivot, it's not as strong anymore. It's not as effective when you're looking at that. So yeah, right now we're just sideways, guys. We've really been sideways since back over here around the 19th of November for about a month here. This is, a little deviation up to the upside and whatever, but really we've just been sideways. We're getting rejected at the hourly pivot there. Let me see here. See, I'm telling you, I think this is a 1-2-1-2. I think what we have here is a 1. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could we do that? I don't know if wave 3 would be the smallest. It can't be the smallest of the 3 waves there. All right, it's possible we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, ABC. And then it's possible right here we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and an A, B, and a C here. So if it's not doing a triangle here, it doesn't drop down any lower, the bottom holds. We're going to start looking for some upward trajectory here. Let me see. And that would get us then okay, I'll show you where we need to look here. The interior. All right. So what we need locally here is we need a breakout above this 97,362 and 68 cents on this chart. Whatever that swing high is there on your chart, this is the 4-hour chart here. Easier to see on that. That's where you need to get above right now. 97,362.68. All right. And then let's see here. So yeah. So if this low holds right here, I like it. I like the volume coming in. It's strong volume, but we're getting a wick right now so far. So I like that. That would give us 5 waves up minimally. At 109,000. It's 109,000. That'd be a wave 3. And then a pullback. And that would give us 5 then. Up there around 113,294. All right, and that would give us then 5 up off the bottom. But we are doing sideways here, so there's some potential different counts that could be going on here. Right now, locally, again, it is still possible. This is A, this is B, this becomes C, and then probably D here, and this would be E, and then we'd have that move up. And again, on that case, we'd be looking up higher toward that 121 there? 127.58. 753 on this chart. But again, that won't be the end of it. We should at least have one more push higher after that. So it just depends on how this plays out locally here, whether we're following the count as is or it's a triangle playing out and we head up higher there. But locally, you can look for that move up. If we do break down a little bit further here, at that point, I'm going to assume this is 1 and this is A, B, and this is just a C as a flat. But it's got to stay above this swing low. It cannot break down below 92,242 cents on this chart. It can't drop down below that swing low. If it does, it'll invalidate it. And then, minimally, we can look at a pattern-based target based on the height of this pullback. It would be at the time at around 87,876. This chart here. And so again, basically just getting you right to the sideways here where you have this overlapping begins, right prior to that low volume node area. So we just need to see, do we get the breakout locally here and then head up higher? Does it follow this count, or is it a triangle that finishes up and it goes up? The cool thing about either one of those is in either case, it goes up higher, right? So you can follow the shorter targets along the way, and look up there toward potentially 120,753. Does that make sense? Already looked at Pepe, Mark. You have to scroll back later in there. So I did look at Pepe. But anyway, guys, listen, that's going to have to do it. I've stayed, 35 minutes longer than I planned. I've got family waiting for me. So I appreciate you guys joining in. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment, do all those kind of things. Went through a lot of charts here. Like I said, guys, you can join us, $97 a month, and you can, request charts in there. Usually it's a 24-hour, a business day turnaround. So if you do it like on a Friday evening, I won't get to it till maybe Monday morning or Monday sometime. But usually it's one business day, 24 business hours on the turnaround, sometimes 48 business hours, depending on how busy it is. But you can do a request a day if you want for that. Plus, you get to learn how to trade. You get to learn to understand markets. You get to learn to understand yourself. All those great things that are make you a better trader. All right. Already did XRP. I have to look up. Okay. So I did XRP. I did Pepe earlier as well. Did a whole bunch of other ones, guys. Okay. Troy, yes, the Bitcoin miner stocks report. Yes, it's on Fridays now. I had that technical glitch that worked for a few weeks there that was just giving me all those issues getting it out. And so I sent out one that said, hey, listen, it's coming out on Fridays now. So I've got one coming out later today as well. So it's set to come out, I think, this evening on that. All right. So yeah, so check that out. You can also check the website itself if it doesn't come in, or if you think you didn't get it or something, or maybe it got to your junk folder, whatever. You can go to the website itself and log in there, and they should be on there as well. All right. All right, guys. Hey, listen, I hope you've had a great week. Diego, my friend, what's going on, buddy? I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable New Year. Please be careful out there. Come back with all your fingers and toes, and we want to see you guys, okay? Savant, glad to have you in. I'll be back on Monday. I'm off until then, the Christmas thing here. But Monday, Savant, make sure you go. Whenever you guys join, make sure you go. At the top, there'll be a spaces list. It's almost like Discord. There'll be a spaces list on the left-hand side. And up toward the top there in capital bold letters, I tried to make it as stand out as possible. It says welcome, read first, with a couple exclamation points. You also get a checklist that pops up on the right side of your app. But go up there, make sure you read through that. That has a onboarding video to tell you about the site and our trainings and what time the live training is and how to get to it and all the different things about it. I'm doing an update to that now that because that was just when we had just the group coaching. And now everything's included as the TWC Traders Club as well as Fibos Threshold Theory in there. So I've got to update that with those two things, but you can use that to get a real good feel for how the thing works and how our live trading schedule goes and everything. Monday, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, we do Wyckoff. So that'll be the next one there. We get in there, okay? Yeah. So just make sure you go through that first one there, and it'll tell you the rules and everything else here, and again, how the platform works and how our schedule is and all those things. But I'm going to re-up that onboarding video to include the TWC Traders Club and Fibos Threshold Theory as well. You can get to Fibos Threshold Theory. It's at the bottom of the spaces list. All his stuff is right there. TWC Traders Club is up toward the top before the educational tracks, which is where you have the Elliott wave, the Wyckoff, and the price action. in there. And then we have also up there, you'll notice there's a whole bunch of spaces with the updated charts that we do daily and other stuff like that. Okay. So anyway, it's a lot of stuff. Most people, they don't believe me when I say you're not going to go through it all in a month, not anywhere near it. But I give you a suggested kind of way to go through it with the group coaching part, at least, like I said, with that onboarding video there. And just go through that kind of in that way, and that'll help you get through it. But our members are really, our students are really helpful. They're really excited. There are no stupid questions. I ban people that treat our students poorly, that make fun of them or anything like that. If you have a question, that's what you're there for. It's to learn. How can you learn if you're not asking questions, right? So anyway, but I've only had to kick two. I've only had to kick two in the last almost 7.5 years. So, you know, that's the quality of people we have in there. And some of our students have been in there for years with us. So they have a real good handle on the way everything works and the educational stuff and all the different things. And they'll be glad to talk with you if you ever have questions as well. Anyway, listen, guys. No, you can't go to Discord through the site. It's not Discord. It's a site that it looks similar to Discord, but more professional looking. But it operates the same way. You know, Discord has all its channels there on the left-hand side. This one has its spaces there on the left-hand side, similar to the way that works there. And then when you get in, there's tabs at the top with the different things that are done in those particular things. All right, guys? All right. Like I say, as always, remember the only thing you control is how much you lose. Please keep working on that risk management. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Like I said, be safe with New Year's Eve there and everything coming up next week. And I'll be back Monday, ready to hit it hard and get it going. All right? Y'all trade safe. And man, oh man, we'll see you next week. Take care.